What's up, guys? Welcome to ESL TV for my first show in here in a long time. You can probably put those technical issues down to me being rubbish again. I did learn at some point, and then I seem to have just forgotten everything.
Do you know, the funny thing as well is that it was me last week. You've kind of inherited my bad production skills from last week.
Yeah.
They've sort of rubbed off on you. Which
Yeah,
is
it's been a while since I've been here. I've been used to having all these flashy producers doing stuff for me in the past. So now we're back to it now. But EMS 1, a RaidCall EMS 1 here. Counter-Strike Go. I feel like I've come home after
welcome home.
You know, doing a tour of duty in other lands known as the Summoner's Rift. But yeah, we're going to be getting into our first game here pretty soon. And actually, they may have already gone live, Paul. Maybe. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, maybe not just yet. They're definitely on the server, so probably waiting for us.
That is good.
But yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, second week. Obviously, the first week was pretty interesting. We had some shock first round exits, which is why we're doing the game we're doing. Because last week, the overrated individuals kind of lived up to their name, and they went out in the first round to Infused. And absolute legends, the Swedes, also went out in the first round as well. So they now meet each other this week in Cup 2. So we thought we'd bring you that one for round 1.
Yeah, we can actually show here as well. I've got them somewhere hanging around. The season rankings so far in the RaidCall EMS 1, which I think is interesting for everyone to have a look at. So there we can see exactly how they look. Obviously, Epsilon, 100 points after their victory. No one, I think, really expected that.
6 out of 6 last week without a defeat. 96 rounds for and 43 against. So, yeah, pretty dominant performance by them last weekend. Faculty did well, though. I mean, I know they lost the 2 games in the final, but up to then, you know, they knocked out NIP in the semi-final, which you don't see every day.
Yeah, you don't.
And played really well. And then Ninjas in Pyjamas in 3rd right now, which is, you know, it's just a shock to see them there. I don't expect that they're going to stay there for very much longer, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we've only had one cup at the end of the day, and that's the great thing that the whole point system and what have you, that by the end you get the best of the best teams.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's the thing. The story about this is really the top 16. For those of you who aren't aware, RaidCall EMS 1 is for the A teams, the A series teams, to come through. So 14 of those teams will be playing tonight, actually, as well as the top teams that obviously we expect to see from the EPS. And from previous winners as well. And what happens is we have the 4 cups over the next 4 weeks, 3 weeks left of that, of course. 100 points for the winner, all the way down to 5 points for 24th. And the top 16 teams, the most points at the end of those 4 cups will go into the playoffs, 4 groups of 4, and the top 2 from each of those groups will then go through to the LAN finals.
LAN finals.
LAN finals, what we all love.
And I keep pressing the wrong button, so if you keep seeing that at the bottom, coming up next is in fact coming up here shortly, but it's not meant to be there. It's just me being rubbish. But as I said, we're getting back into the swing of things here. Obviously, we'll be here every Thursday and Friday, or every Wednesday and Thursday.
Jesus, Joe.
I'm off it.
Like,
I'm off it.
Joe.
This whole thing, you don't even want to know what happened when we sat in here and put our headphones on, because it wasn't something that we had planned.
No, I didn't expect to hear Sean in the other studio with a different show. Yeah. I have to admit, I thought I might hear you, but no, it didn't work.
And a lot of people are asking what happened to my hair. I guess it's for the CS guys. Maybe the first time since they've seen me, you know, as not a bum with the house, which I've just got a new one. I did have one before that, but you know,
didn't live in it very much.
I didn't live in it. That's why I had the haircut. So we should be pretty much ready to go here with our first game. I'm just going to have a look in there. And actually, they're about to do the knife, and I hate knife rounds, Paul, so you can cast it.
That's very kind of you. I actually did knife round last week as an English gentleman, which was quite interesting.
Don't you know?
Yes, it was, oh look, he's running towards him very lightly with a very silvery blade, and I think he might put this blade down and have a cup of tea right now, but maybe not. Looks like he's going to trade it for a bowler hat. No, in fact, he's going to slice his opponent rather savagely. That's rather abrupt of him, actually. And that didn't really work out either. I don't know, we still haven't found a really good way of doing a knife round. I quite liked your horse racing. I think that was quite good.
Thing is, that actually turned out really awesome as well,
because of the way it built up.
Yeah, but either way, knife round won by absolute legends here, and they're actually going to be staying on the CT side. If you didn't already notice, we are on Inferno. We are best of 1 all up until the semi-finals.
Grand final, actually. Only the best of 3 into the grand final. Other than that, it's all best of 1s. Tonight, all the way up to the quarter-final, and then tomorrow night, both semi-finals, which is good news, and the grand final itself as well. So you won't miss any of the action tomorrow whatsoever. Until then, we'll just have to be a bit more selective.
Yes, sadly enough, we can only be in one place at one time.
There is only one of us.
Well, there's two of us technically, Paul, but...
See, they're trying to catch me out with those maths again.
They're maths.
Good old
that's
Mueller.
That's my favourite point of CSGO, that it actually counts into the second half. So I've long retired the abacus.
You would have been stuffed last week because the first 2 games we had, GoTV broke and it didn't carry the numbers over.
Well, see, I did in fact bring a pen with me today.
And I have some paper. So what a good team we are.
Well, actually, that's my paper.
No, it's my paper.
Sure. Pretty sure I brought that piece of paper in here. So
did.
get off it. That's mine. So yeah, we're just waiting for the teams to actually be ready. They aren't actually live, so don't worry yourselves about that one.
Yes, indeed. While they're doing that, it gives me a chance to talk about the controversy that we had last week, which actually isn't all that controversial after all. Teams are well within their rights, by the way. I'm just putting this out there to make a protest against other teams. They're quite willing to do that, and there is a protest system to go through, and there was a protest lodged last week. We're not going to dodge that, and it will be heard in due course. And there's no point in saying, well, you know, where's the result? It takes time. It takes a lot of time and effort to review these demos properly and to make a bona fide decision on it. And I'm kind of glad in a way that they are taking those time to find out exactly what went right or what went wrong. And until then, innocent until presumed, well, innocent until proven guilty. Obviously.
And I've got no idea what you're talking about because I didn't manage to watch.
Which is quite good. So let's move swiftly on into the first round.
Yeah, we're into the pistol here, and actually we can see that Overrated are pushing in towards that B bomb site, and I've already picked the first kill up there. Release taking down RDL. Bomb going to get planted here behind the goldfish pond. They look also much shinier than they did in CS Source.
You've been away too long.
I've been away far too long.
Oh, here we go.
It feels good to be back, but we can see Overrated boosting Rattlesnake up there over onto that wooden door frame, and this is going to be a real hard retake for Absolute Legends.
Yeah, actually, that's a really nice little boost. It's become quite common now in Go. You can actually shoot through the wall to the left-hand side of it as well, and players often pop their way through as Neil and Lib pick up both those kills. Weber gets a double, though, inside the bomb site, and Rattlesnake will finish things off, and that'll be pistols to the Overrated individuals.
Overrated, maybe. I don't know how overrated they're actually going to be.
It's ironic.
By the
it's
end
supposed to be ironic.
Well, I lived in Germany too long. Germans don't do irony.
Right.
Or sarcasm.
I actually know quite a few Germans that do sarcasm really well.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe you don't know the right people.
It could be that.
Lineups then. We got, well, Dennis, Pronax, Lid, Znil, one of my favourite players, and RDL, another blast from the past. And the Overrated individuals, former Mouse Sports, former Birmingham Salvo, former Dignitas, MX, PRB, Rattlesnake, Weber and Release all in play this week, and having won the opening round are looking to try and convert this into the second. P90 in the hands of Rattlesnake. Not often you hear me say that, as they do look like they're going to try and hit this banana bomb site yet again. There are 2 men to the left-hand side, as Rattlesnake won't get caught out by them whatsoever. Weber takes down the second inside that bomb site. That'll be a straightforward plant. And the second round looks like it's going to be a straightforward eco-bash for the terrorist-sided Overrated individuals. Lid's not going to get any change out of that P90. In fact, Rattlesnake, do you know what? Just keep that, lad. That's working well.
Working out for him so far. Yeah, I mean, Pronax here actually just picking himself up a weapon that was dropped earlier on. Rattlesnake getting 3 kills with that P90 in that round. And Pronax just going to back himself off and try and keep a hold of this weapon. Which,
yeah, you hold on to that Glock.
No, he's got something else.
Oh,
I can't remember. I didn't see what he picked up. There we go.
Oh, all right, fine.
So,
fair enough. I'll let him hold
that. It looks like he will be able to. Right now, Overrated individuals not going to be pushing out of that bomb site and towards that T-spawn, and as such won't be able to get a hold of that weapon. So we're going to be sat at 2-0 in favour of the Overrated individuals on the terrorist side.
Yeah, apparently last week I went orgasmic over a Get Right 4-man. That's fair game though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was alright. I don't know what they're complaining about. If we get any orgasmic moments this week, we'll be sure to let you know. You'll hear it in the tone of our voices.
Yeah, you'll probably figure it out. But obviously we've got 3 games for you tonight. First, second and third rounds, all best of 1. And nice, hopefully on time show for you guys here. We don't want to have any delays in there. But either way, right now we have overrated again, stacking a couple of men up here on that banana walkway. MX and Weber are in there as RDL going to get a flash right in his face here. Weber going to come around that side. RDL did peek out. MX was actually the man that picked up the kill there. Dennis going down as well, and this should be a fairly quick push in as I am lagging like an absolute beast.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. Have we got some setting wrong here?
Nope.
Maybe?
Don't think so. It did do this a little bit last week as well, unfortunately.
Not good. Either way,
No.
Pronax, last man alive. Ooh, manages to get himself one here. Bomb's actually finally coming into the site. Rattlesnake going to get that plant down. But I don't hold too many hopes here for Pronax, who's going to try and work himself into that site. Glock in hand. And he gets flashed up straight away. That's already time lost for him. As he comes around the corner, he's got one to his left, one to his right. Neither MX or Rattlesnake wanting to peek out at this stage. Pronax might be forced to pull off some heroics here. Actually will go down there in the end. And that will be 3 out of 3. Job done after winning the pistol here for overrated individuals.
Yes. Moving to round 4. Nice little baited plant at the front of the bomb site there. And as you'd expect, the big green is exchanged for the P90 for Rattlesnake. So let's just see whether he does get the first pick in second mid. And they've obviously been watching some demos.
Yeah, no one coming in anywhere near him there. Not even going to give that sniff of a chance to him as Lidder going to take down MX for the first kill of the round. That's an important opener as Release goes down as well. And they seem to have a good lockdown here, Absolute Legends.
Yep. So Dennis on the back of pit right now. He's got a second man above him, which is Pronax. So they're going to try and set this up as a 2-man crossfire, but it's actually Weber's top of banana here, and sandbags have been checked. And it's a 2-1 split right now, but these two at the top of banana, neither of which have bomb with them. And Weber now trying to make his way forward. Lidder's just inside the right-hand side, and are they going to back away, I wonder? Well, they had to back away actually because of the flash, and now they actually do now make a rotation. So Rattlesnake going back towards mid. Bomb is in the hands of PRB right now as they now try and make their way up that mid area. 30 seconds to go here, so got to commit to this site. And well, Dennis was nicely placed. He was in what we like to refer to as the odd spot at CT Arch, and this is going to be a save now for OI. No chance of pulling anything off here. Fully stacked team, almost full house, just one man having lost 35 points of house. So this will be an absolute legendary round for the Swedes. I can't believe I just did that pun. What's wrong with me?
Awkward silence.
Yeah, but that deserved
Artificially awkward, but still nonetheless.
Yeah, that did need
awkward.
an awkward silence.
But either way, first round on the board there for Absolute Legends, who aren't just called counter-terrorists. I guess the admins just didn't change the...
Yeah, well, it's because one man didn't change his name. So, yeah. And I did ask them all to do that before the game. So they only have themselves to blame for us to call them the counter-terrorists from now on.
Yeah, not mentioning their team
No.
anymore.
No.
So, here we go then. Overrated. Getting themselves again in this early round start. I should probably start using the good old overview a little bit more. Drawing stuff on it. Like willies and stuff like that.
Hey, you wouldn't catch me doing that.
No, never. I do it sometimes by accident. It's like they went up here, then they went around there. Oh, look! There's a penis. Great.
Actually, at DreamHack, I decided to just draw it in round 1 of the very first game of the
Get
very
it out of
first
the way.
day, and then that was it. It's done now, okay, so there wouldn't be any more willy jokes.
So
Right now, 3-1 to the Brits. They are leading, and it is the Brits because there is a bit of a mix of Welsh and English in here as Weber comes under fire from RDO. He's going to pick himself up 2 at the top there, and Rattlesnake is one of only 3 Brits alive right now. The Swedes having a 4 versus 3 advantage. Rattlesnake just edging towards that gap by CT Arch. Checks out left and right, as well as back to library, and continues to creep forward. Does have a man working his way alongside him, which is PRB, and they've managed to get all this far without being detected. But there are 2 men in this A-bomb site. PRB's going to pick up the first one now. Another man at short range. If Rattlesnake goes in first, no, it's PRB that strikes in first, and they've cleared this out brilliantly. And it's almost single-handedly been done by PRB. Bomb planted, and it's switched round now to a 3 versus 2.
It's going to be a hard time here for RDL and Lidder to get back into this side. They do have that flash there, which definitely going to be helping them out, but not really gaining them anything with that one. So that last one that they've got is, well, probably not going to be used even here, as we can see them are actually going to be backing away now. That leaves a little bit of a sticky situation for Absolute Legends. They won that 4th round. They obviously bought up, and now they lose that one afterwards, which means that Pronax, Dennis, and Sneal not going to have much cash to be working with, and actually Overrated are going to hunt them down here in the final seconds of the round. After that bomb goes down, Release gets caught out by RDL looking the wrong way.
Always a bit awkward when that happens at the end of the round. And so Rattlesnakes boys have a 4-1 lead, and they'll be very happy with things so far here on Inferno. And what have we got in the way of weapons for Absolute Legends? Checking through. They seem okay, actually.
Yeah.
So it should be okay for this round. They'll definitely be screwed for money next time round if they lose this one, though. And look at this. Dennis already pushing early on. Release is going to wait for him. Crouch down as well, so he'll have the advantage here. But if he edges anywhere forward, he'll be downed. And indeed, Release picks up that first one. Pronax replies back. PRB then gets the revenge frag. So they're 2 for 1 right now. And is this going to be a third? No, not quite. Weber is up quad already. Look at this, blasting out towards that A bomb site. They cleared those 2 players out very quickly indeed, then dropped a third, and it's now a 4 versus 2, and this is going to be 5-1 for sure. But Lidder, well, he might as well go for it. He knows his team have got no money for the next round whatsoever, so he might as well go for this. Still 4 versus 2. PRB's very low on health as well, but I don't know. Lidder looks like he's going to back off and wait for exit kills here. And yeah, indeed. So AL going to surrender the site and surrender the round, and the Overrated individuals will lead by 5 rounds to 1, and a very good start.
Oh, but Rattlesnake's actually coming around the back here. Already pushed his way up Banana. The question is he going to get a shot off here? He's looking to the right. They're actually off towards his left-hand side, which he's just not checked whatsoever, and they get away with that one. But 5-1 to Overrated individuals. A third of the way there to match point. There you go, maths and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a scoreboard for you as well. I should probably try and use that one a little bit more. And still Rust. It's been a long time since I've commentated any Counter-Strike, so you know, good to be back, but it's going to take me a while to get back into it, that's for sure.
We're a right pair, really, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done production on camera for a long time, and you haven't casted the game for a long time, so yeah, put us together, we should be fine.
Yeah, that's it. As long as everyone at home's enjoying it, then that's all that I'm.
Absolutely. PRB's going to start things off for Overrated, back in those white halls yet again with a headshot through the stairs kind of shot. It's always a bit odd when they see shots like that, but for those of you that play the game, you'll know what the recoil is, and you'll understand how he managed to pick up that one. PRB's having an absolute monster. That's 2 in the round. Weber's been dealt with by Lidder. So it's almost a 3 versus 3. Weber's, PRB's just got 9 points of health again for the 2nd round in a row. If only they could finish him off. A massive flash for MX, and he's then been thrown into a ton of smoke. And when he comes out of it, he's going to have no idea where he is, and he's going to get picked off by RDL. Nice little bit of bait and smoke with the flash in the mixture of that as well. So now a 3 versus 3, and actually, they can get the bomb planted at this B bomb site. No, it's been dropped. Pronax has picked up that kill from, actually it's RDL picks up that M4 frag. Release replies back. There. Wow, where did that come from? Oh, actually it was from Rattlesnake. I thought it would come out the hands of Release. He had like literally a split second on his head, but Rattlesnake nailed him anyway. Now it's a 2 versus 1. Release only has 7 points of health, and Sneal can do this, you know. This is on. And there's the first one. 1 bullet will deal with it. Can he get the second? No. Rattlesnake cleans things up nicely. Final kill around to the Snake Man. And it's 6-1. And he's top of the scoreboard right now.
He is top of the scoreboard at 8 for 1 at the moment. Who else have we got there? 7-2 on PRB, 4 for 7 on Release, 3 for 3 with Weber, and 3 for 5 with MX. We'll go through Absolute Legends a little bit later on. But, there we go. They've got a flag and a name now.
What do you know?
Good. That's good stuff. So, what are we going to see this round out of Overrated individuals? We see pretty standard openings as we do on Inferno, you know, getting into those early positions, looking for those early picks, making sure you're not getting pushed around the back from any of those sides, and then start to execute that strategy depending on where you get those early pickups, or not, as the case may be. And sometimes going blind into a site and hoping that things work your way with those individual kills.
They've relied quite heavily on PRB to get those opening kills, and he's come up with them every round. So, you know, if your entry man can pick up those early picks, it does give you better options. And MX right now is looking for that first pick. He's already spied one man down in pit. That'll be a call. They've got a man set up at Arch here, which is Neil, and he has picked up the opening frag. Equalised back up by Release very quickly. In towards the bomb site they go. Pronax, though, is going to pop off that top... well, he's going to pick up 2 up there, and Neil chimes in with a 3rd and a 4th. So, easily dealt with over that A bomb site right now. Maybe they've got their number finally, Joe.
Well, it was like you said. They had it on lockdown. The positions were perfect for them. They came up with the kills. There were a couple of dodgy moments, I'd say, there for overrated individuals where they probably should have hit some shots that they didn't, but nonetheless good defense for Absolute Legends. We'll see if overrated decide to do something else this round. And there was Rattlesnake just coming back to spawn to actually buy an AK for Weber because he's got no cash.
Bad terrorist.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad terrorist. Don't get money with being a bad terrorist.
Now overrated pushing up this second mid area. Looks like they're going for a pretty similar start to what we saw in that last round, which, well, it didn't work out for them. That's what we can say. Dennis got the AWP down the end of the hallways. And he's going to be waiting for that first man to make any kind of peek out there. And it's the kind of area where you should hit your shot, unless they jump past you like that, which then makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, Release is tempting the shot a couple of times, and actually make that a 3rd time. But you know what, Dennis has thought, yeah, no, I won't do that. I'll just back away from there. Now I've given my position away. It's one of those one-shot only chances. PRB, again, the entry man, has picked up the opening frag of the round. And the pick is with the Brits, so this has given them options now. Which way do they decide to execute? Trying to creep up top mid here. PRB will come face to face with Zanil, but look, Weber's picked off the frag of Lidder, and that's given them an opening at the top of Banana this time round. They are inside, and Release, well, easy pistol kill. I'll just gun you down with the pistols, no problem at all. And 3 without reply so far. All of those are damaged, so Zil might get a hat. Well, I was going to say he could have had a hatful there, but Weber's just going to dispose of him. And Dennis now will be last man standing. He's picked off by PRB, who gets his 2nd of the round. And it's 7-2 on T-side Inferno for the overrated individuals. And I have to tell you, compared to where they were last week against Infused, this has looked a fairly similar kind of story. And we all know how that one turned out. So I wouldn't be counting too many chickens just yet. But I also want to say, Joe, is that Rattlesnake's not the kind of guy to get bitten twice in a row.
Especially not by a rattlesnake.
Oh. Joe.
Sorry, Paul. I stole that. I looked at your notes earlier and stole that one for today, but
yeah,
I'll not be doing that again. As Weber is going to take down RDL there for the first kill of this round. The question is now, are overrated going to be able to use that to get into one of these bomb sites? I mean, it is an eco round after all for Absolute Legends, so probably wouldn't be too surprising if they do manage to pull that one off, as the Flash is going to go out now into that A bomb site. Nade coming back to try and slow the push down somewhat, but the smokes and flashes are going to be thrown in there afterwards by overrated individuals as they flash themselves somehow.
That was a theme last week with these guys as well, by the way.
Release is finally going to go through the smoke there. Drops himself down, and it's only Dennis and Lidder that are left alive here. Weber is going to deal with Dennis, and Lidder will actually pick him off before Rattlesnake shoots him in the face.
Yeah, so 8-2, not going too well for the Swedes. And don't forget, they got knocked out in the first round last week by Dot Pixel. So, you know, when you look at these, each of them is an individual cup with $1,000 up for grabs anyway on its own merit. So each cup is well worth winning and well worth placing in the top 3, which is where the prize money is. But more than that, it's all towards the playoffs. And you've got to be in the top 16 to get there. Now, Absolute Legends would definitely be one of my teams to pick out to reach the top 16. But if they go out here, they'll have just 10 points from the first 2 cups, and that's not enough.
For top 16, that's the funny thing as well about this system is you can have 3 crap cups in a row and then go on and do well in the last one, and you might just be able to secure yourself.
No, you're right. That gives you the second chance. But really, as a top team like Absolute Legends, you know, I'd say a mid to top tier team, you'd expect them to be clocking up decent points already, and 2 cups in, they'll have 10 points would be a disaster, I would have thought. Yeah,
wouldn't be a good situation for them to be in. Let's see what overrated can do in this round. Of course, they've already lost Weber, as that first kill was picked off earlier on by RDL. Question is now, they're going to go into this A-bomb site. Can they land the shots that they need? Smoke's come down here. Dennis is off to the side. Actually, Pronax is there with him as well. MX is going to get Pronax and also picks up Dennis as well. Nice couple of kills for MX. Did get the help of his teammate from that one, but they've got the bomb down. MX is actually pretty low, will be picked off, and now it's just 2 versus 2. RDL and Lidda versus Rattlesnake and Release, and you have to feel that Rattlesnake's going to be a monumental player in this situation. Still got the AWP in hand. The 2 CTs coming back in. Rattlesnake will pick off RDL. It's now all on Lidda. 1 versus 2. Good damage done to Release, and a bit more, but there is Release to peek out and finish him off. 9-2.
Easy as you like right now, and nothing that the Swedes are coming up with is working out for them. You see Rattlesnake top of the scoreboard, 12-2, PRB 10-4, and they are the 2. I mean, it's a very much a team game, but you have to say, when Rattlesnake's on form and when PRB's getting those entry kills at the beginning of rounds, between them, they're giving their team plenty of options, and that's what we saw in round number 11. Into 12 then, and the Brits leading 9-2, 4 to go for the half. Release just waiting once more. They like this A-bomb site, don't they? They've only hit B a couple of times. One of those was successful, of course, in the pistols. Other than that, they really have focused on this A-bomb site, believing it to be the weaker covered of the 2, and that the scoreline reflects that. It absolutely reflects that. Smoke deployed top of Banana here. Weber and MX working bottom of Banana this time round, just to be a little bit more different. And
he's actually aiming right on him, but
yeah, but through the wall and through a car, block of wood, and a house. So no damage done there. There's good wall bangs, but then there's ridiculous wall bangs, and that really would be a ridiculous wall bang. So no damage done. Release, meanwhile, has just made his way along Whitehall's and has smoked balcony, and I think he feels like that there is someone out there, and he would be absolutely right. They are on an eco, but they're taking this very gingerly indeed. One man waiting on the balcony is Pronax. Lidda comes up with a second, and AL found themselves with a 5. Make that a 5 versus 2 right now. Only MX has replied back, and now Rattlesnake's the last man alive, and Znil will pick him off. And that's a really, really good anti-eco from Absolute Legends, which they had no right to win, and yet the overrated individuals just took too long before executing their plan.
They didn't even do anything that special either. That's the funny thing about it. I mean, sticking themselves inside the site, ganging up, and it worked out for them. That's the thing, when you get that first kill, it can quickly, escalate into 3, 4 in a row, and then
I think the other point,
got no chance.
The other point as well, Joe, is that pistols are just so much stronger in CS:GO, and obviously no eco round is a true win anymore. There's always an element of there's a possibility here of us winning this one. Never give up.
And that's a good thing, in my opinion, for the game. Certainly something that we saw more of in Source than we did in 1.6, but it's a nice element to add in there, in my opinion. But either way,
it mixes things up, doesn't it? It makes it more less predictable. You can't just take for granted that you're going to roll through the other team like you would in 1.6. So no guaranteed rounds at all in CS:GO.
So here we go then. Push from Overrated coming in. Weber was the bait there for Rattlesnake's shot, but he gets himself a kill with the Galil of his own. Make that 2 here onto Dennis as well. And Absolute Legends, after putting up such a brilliant round with nothing in the bag in the last one, they bought it all up again, and now they're falling to pieces. Like that last round didn't mean anything. Pronax does get Weber, but it's not going to be enough as MX gets the kill. PRB will put the bomb in position, and now RDL versus 2. MX on 63 HP. PRB still got 100, and PRB will do the job, and that will be 10-3 overrated individuals.
I have to say, playing really well. Really, really well. Absolute Legends are not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. But overrated this time round. Trying to make sure they don't have any slip-ups, potentially as they did last week. Although take nothing away from Infused. I thought Infused played really, really well last week to win their game against overrated. And then, of course, had that horrible feeling when they looked at the brackets. In fact, I think Critical actually did remark in the chat beforehand, trust us to get overrated individuals in round 1 and then nip in round 2. And this one's already underway. We are just 2 rounds from the end, and Dennis has equalised things back up with a kill on PRB, which could turn out to be a really important frag. It's 4 versus 4 right now in round 14. And things have just had a little calm moment in this round now as MX lights up the AK with a headshot on Lidder. Weber completely blounded, as we like to say. Will now come face to face with Snil, and has got one more man approaching that smoked area. And, well, I was going to say, if he unleashed that grenade as he was about to do, he might have done a serious amount of damage. There are only 2 remaining here, 4 versus 2. Make that a 3 versus 2, actually. And Pronax and Dennis really do need to put a round on the board here. I'm clutching at straws, really, because even at 11-3, or 10-4, even 10-5 at the half would be terrible. Look at that, Weber just waits for Pronax to walk into his crosshair. He's now going to wait for Dennis to come back round as well and pick off him in the head. Easy as you like. And OI are OTT right now at 11-3.
I prefer to call him Oi.
Oi.
Or you. So, anyway, 11-3 to Oi. Let's see if they can make it 12-3 at the half. I mean, that would be a disastrous start for Absolute Legends.
Really would.
It's the kind of score that you really have to work on to come back from. I mean, it's demoralizing, to be honest, that kind of score. But we'll see. Still a long way to go, and we've actually seen stranger things happen in the past anyways. The nades coming down middle there, only doing a slight amount of damage to MX so far. Again, that pretty standard early start from Overrated. Throw your rounds in through every last bit of smoke in every general direction. If you hit someone, then you might get lucky going forward. We actually have an eco round here, obviously the last one, so they bought up what they can. So you're going to see Pronax pick off PRB. Lidder will get MX as well, and it's now 3 versus 3.
That max shotgun is just ridiculous, by the way.
Oh, Pronax has got that AK now, which could really change the swing of the round. Release will go down to him, but we can see that Overrated are pushing towards that B bomb site. We've got Weber already in there. Bomb's going to get planted here by Rattlesnake. Sneal coming around that backside. And actually, Rattlesnake is going to peek Sneal's position here. Sneal with only that pistol. Obviously, it should be an easier target for Rattlesnake there. He's lost about half of his health in that little fight as the flashers coming over. They're actually coming in from that backside as Weber going to get one. The second one not going to last long either. That's Rattlesnake. And that will be 12-3 at the end of the first half. That's a big scoreline.
That's, if you're a Swede right now, that's a disastrous scoreline on the wrong side. A reasonably balanced map, but you'd expect CTs to come out of this slightly ahead. And they've come out of this 12-3 down. So, big lead for Overrated individuals and looking to put their stamp on this one after going out in round 1 in Cup number 1 of this RaidCall EMS 1 Spring Cup. And top 16 from the first 4 cups go through to a playoff. Top 8 will end up on LAN for the big pot of money. And there's $1,000 up for grabs every single week. Grand total of $156,000 over the season.
It's not a bad price whatsoever, is it? Prize, sorry. I fall into that one. I hate people that call prize money. Price money, yeah. Release is actually just disconnect. Lose. I'm going to lose this game.
Lose this game. I'm
feeling very loose today. Well, I've said that a few times after a night on the pop.
Yes.
Feeling loose today. But either way, we are going to be waiting here a little bit because release has dropped, which means we're going to have a restart, which means we lose the score, which means my pen and paper come in handy.
Let's do old school.
Pen and paper.
Yeah.
I can actually bring the old abacus from the other studio. I actually had 3.
3 abacus?
3 abacus.
Was that for extra time as well?
Is it called 3 abacus? Or is it abacus?
Abaci.
Abacuses?
Or abaci.
Abaci.
I don't know.
So, let me just write down here. Otherwise, I will forget. Even if Overrated individuals win 4 rounds in a row, I probably still couldn't work that out. But either way, we're in the pistol round. Important one for Absolute Legends here. Now on that terrorist side. Let's see how they can come back into this game. They need a win here. I mean, losing this pistol round is pretty much the end for them.
Yeah, and even then we're clutching at straws.
Yeah.
So here we go then, round 1 of the second half, 12-3 down. Looks like we're going to get a push here from the Swedes in towards this bomb site. It's at top of Banana, and they have made their way in unchallenged, completely unchallenged. Lidder goes for a bit of a swim with the goldfish, whilst firing into the smoke on the left-hand side. Rattlesnake's picked up the first kill with a headshot on RDL, and bomb has been planted at the Banana site. So looked like they stacked one site with 4 versus 1, expecting a full push into the A site, but they were wrong. Doesn't matter though. Dennis now gets 1. PRB replies back. We're at 4 versus 3 now in favour of the Brits as they push their way in towards the bomb site. PRB gets dropped by Sunil with a headshot. MX replying back. It's 1 for 1 right now. Lidder again keeps up that 1 for 1. Release replies back for another revenge frag. 2 versus 1 now. Pronax at the back of the site. Is last man alive? If he stays, no, he won't stay alive. Release will get there, but I don't know if he's going to get this. This is going to be pretty close. He's not going to get there, and the bomb goes off. And that will be a round to absolute legends.
Yeah, that's the round that they really need, and it was cut, touch and go there a bit. Bring out a saying, forget what that saying is halfway through. Good job, Joe. 12-4, yeah, I'm just going to brush over that. They needed that round, they picked it up, all good. Let's see, though, if they can continue that, because that's the hard thing. Not picking up one round here, one round there, but really stringing them together to get yourself back in. Stop laughing at me, Paul.
Not laughing at you, mate. Laughing with you. Laughing with you.
So much in the last few weeks.
I thought you were going to say he was touching cloth. And then you got kind of caught out between the two things.
Is touching cloth there? Yeah. God.
And decided to go away from it, thinking it was the wrong choice of right. Oh, it's all good. Oh, hello. That's an awkward flash. Yeah. We'll put that down to a miss. Interesting. It is 1-0 to the Absolute Legends, by the way. The scoreboards have gone slightly wrong, so we need to fix those, whoever's in control of scoreboards. Not me or Joe, by the way. That's not our fault.
Don't blame us.
Overrated individuals are, of course, now on the CT side. Absolute Legends have switched over to T side, but it broke when release dropped from the first half, which is why the scoreboard is also wrong right now. 12-4 is the overall score in favour of overrated individuals. Neil now top of Banana delivers a whole load of pain, and MX has just 1 point of health. Release has 7. PRB has none now. Release is finally finished off as well by Pronax, and they'll make an easy entry into this A bomb site. RDL gets his second, actually his first in a round. I thought he got the other one, but Pronax actually got himself a double. Weber with shotgun in hand, and just a 1 point of health and a pistol for MX. Oh no, he has the max shotgun as well. So short range, these are pretty deadly, I have to tell you. It's not like some of the other Counter-Strike games where the other weapons were just pointless and useless. I actually like the fact that all the weapons have some kind of bonus to them, if you like. So short range, these are ridiculously powerful. And we saw that last week, actually, with a couple of big kills. So bomb explodes. AL will increase their half lead to 2-0, and they'll make it 12-5.
Glad I brought the pen and paper in today. Glad I did that. It was a good call, Joe. Well done, son.
Yeah, well done, Joe.
Here we go then. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Obviously, not telling the full story because of Release dropping out there. 3 kills for him and 1 death, though. So I suppose telling somewhat of a story after the 2 rounds here that they've in fact lost. As we said, don't be fooled by the scoreboard. Hopefully that'll get switched over in due course. As the flash is going up once again in towards the apartments. Not really anyone to get blinded by them. So that's 2 less flashes that Absolute Legends are going to have when they try to work themselves into one of these bomb sites, which looks like it's going to be the A site. Rattlesnake comes out, tries to get a little bit sneaky, but in the end just dies for it. Sneal is going to take down MX as well. It's only Release and Weber. And these should be 2 men that Absolute Legends don't really have too much of a problem with, unless they go running into the shotgun in a very crowded area, like the apartments there where Release was. Either way, bomb planted. And job done up until now. They should be able to secure this one off. Looking like it's going to be that 3-0, and then we'll be down to the first gun round.
Just these last 2 to clear up, and will be cleaned up, as Joe correctly predicted. And it'll be 3-0. And there we go. The scoreboards are fixed, although overrated have become Swedish now.
And they're not individuals anymore.
No, they're just overrated. I'm sure Sam will love that. They do find themselves 3-0 down, but now with the first gun round, so This is where it tells now. Can the Swedes make a monumental comeback? And it really would be the stuff of legends if they were to come back from this far down, from a 12-3 half, as Dennis comes face to face with Rattlesnake and wins the battle, even though really he shouldn't have done. He was partially blind all the way through that. He's now very, very blind indeed for a very, very long time. And PRB will drop one, couldn't get the second. Famous not proving powerful enough as Dennis and Znil combine to pick up a headshot apiece, and Release replying back is a 3 versus 2 now. Bomb about to be planted. Yes, bomb will be planted by Dennis now as Pronax gets himself the frag of Release, who was down in pit, and Weber will now run for his life and try and save that M4. And this is going to be 4-0. Game on.
4-0. Yeah, game on indeed. As Release says, oh blimey, my ping's very high. He meant to say that in team chat, which would have been better for him in the long run. But never mind. Weber here, he's currently no kills for 2 deaths, and well, he's going to want to keep it that way with this M4 in hand. But not really the round that overrated individuals were looking for, to be honest with you. After losing the first 3 here, they're going to lose the first gun round as well, and that will bring the overall score to 12-7.
Yeah, when that gap starts coming down like that and you start losing round after round, it does start to nag at the back of your mind. You start thinking, yeah, we need a round. It's this round. And then you think, well, actually it's not this round because we're going to eco this round. This is a partial because they had that save from the previous round with Weber. So they've got 1 M4 between 5 guys, and they've put, I was about to say a 2-man stack on balcony, but that's gone now. And things not working out too well for them right now. It's the Swedes who are in charge. And for anyone that tuned in and thought, yeah, I don't really know much about the maps and the bias on the maps, this must be a massively T-biased map. Having watched the first half and finished 12-3, and the time flashes are nicely done, and Dennis goes flying in towards the bomb site. Does come face to face with MX, who somehow wins the battle that he shouldn't have won. Is he going to get a second? No. Pronax will pick up the frag on Lidder, unfortunately. That was a team kill inside that. He did get a second, but it was on the wrong guy. It's not going to work out too well here for Absolute Legends. As we said before, there are no guaranteed rounds on ecos. And this is now a 4 versus 2. Make that a 4 versus 1. RDL now, last man, picks off a headshot on Rattlesnake. He's going to have to take out the whole team, and isn't going to be able to do that. And PRB gets things back on track for the overrated individuals. 4-1 in the half now. I make that 13-7 overall.
You had a sneaky look at my paper, though. I saw that.
Oh. Oh.
Could be. Put it in the middle next time. Actually, no, I won't.
It's so far away. How can I even see that?
Yeah, that's true. I struggle to see it, and it's right under my nose. So here we go then. AWP for Rattlesnake. He's going to have a look down middle. Actually got blinded the second that he went around the corner. Well, fired the shot off anyway, but only a little bit of luck would have picked him something up there.
But after that eco, Joe, surely this is game over now.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But again, we've seen stranger things than that happen. And we are going to see now 3 kills coming out from Overrated. And Absolute Legends down to just 2 men left alive. That's Lidder and Pronax. Lidder did take out Release, but he's now the last man alive here, Pronax. And wow, nice shot onto PRB. Problem that he has here is that the bomb's down, and he's against 2.
And he's completely and utterly blind as well. And still blind. And still blind. And still blind.
Well, there's the bomb. Problem is that Weber's seen the bomb, and MX is there as well with him, and they just close him down. Easy one. 14-7. 2 points away, and, well, Absolute Legends now have to win every single round in a row if they want to win this without an overtime.
And just a reminder, if you are tuned in, welcome to the RaidCall EMS 1, Counter-Strike Go, Cup 2 of 4 before the playoffs. Both these teams lost in the opening round last week. Overrated went out to Infused in a thrilling game. They aren't going to make the same mistake this week, though. And they are on the verge of victory now. Absolute Legends, on the other hand, also went out last week in the opening round, and they might be going out in the opening round for the 2nd consecutive week as MX and Weber double up thanks to the HG coming down on top of Dennis. And that push was at top of Banana, I believe, where MX and Weber have picked those 2 kills up. PRB and Rattlesnake covering arch side of mid. And it's already a 5v3. as Joe rightly pointed out, they need to win every single round from here on in if they want to take this game without an overtime involved. And 50 seconds of round 7 of the second half. And they've got to get a move on here as well. Znil, Lid and Pronax remain. Make sure, well, that's one more drop. That's Rattlesnake picking up another frag. And Znil replying back. Weber gets another one. So now we're at 4 versus 1. And Znil will be last man alive. With bomb in hand, he can plant this for the extra cash here. Weber's on his own for now. And will pick up the frag. Well, he just about, thanks to some nice recoil control. And his team come running in saying, oh, you needed us? No, I didn't need you.
Although he did nearly fluff it, but, well, nearly's good enough, I guess, for him.
Yeah.
There we go,
All
now
good.
with possibly the last round of the game. Overrated individuals have a Union flag flying next to them. That's nice to have. Would have been nicer at the start, but still.
It's fine for the screenshot.
Yeah, we get it for the screenshot at the end. So, the question is now, can Absolute Legends do anything to stop this game flowing away from them? It's a little bit late for that, maybe, but they need every single round remaining to force us into an overtime situation. From what we've seen so far, it just doesn't seem very, very likely at this point.
Really doesn't
There we
either.
go.
Rattlesnake picking up the first, and actually AL just picking up a couple backwards. Release and MX both dealt with. Rattlesnake's also got very little health here, so they've got to be careful. This isn't going to be a runaway success necessarily. But Weber equalises things back up to a 3 versus 3. Rattlesnake, it's kind of like a 3 versus 2 and a bit, because Rattlesnake's just got 9 points of health, but that doesn't matter to him. He can drop them as quickly as the snap of a finger, and that's exactly what he's done to Lidder. Znil trying to face off against Weber. They've got smoke between them right now, but that is about to fade. See whether they decide to move in. Bomb is actually moving towards the other side of the map, unless it gets called for the rotation, because that's where Znil is making his way in towards now. And oh, picked the perfect time to go in there, just as Weber was about to unload the flashbang and got caught with his trousers round his ankles. It's 2 versus 2 now. Rattlesnake making his way towards his bomb site from the other side. Gets a little bit scared as he goes towards that bomb site, and as well as he might, because he only has 9 points of health here. Bomb planted on site, and PRB now trying to go in there. Rattlesnake gets dropped by Znil. Can he pick up another one here? He's already got 2. No, it's now a 1 versus 1 for the game. PRB versus Pronax, 57 points of health. It's not going to happen though, because the bomb is at A. And Pronax has got this one locked down. PRB, I don't think, is going to get there anywhere near quickly enough, even if he was sprinting like Usain Bolt to get to that B bomb site. And for anyone that tuned in 3-5 years ago, you'll know exactly what that reference was all about. And that one will be another saved round for Absolute Legends. It's still match point, though.
Yeah, and that was really nice. I'm actually going to use the map here for once. Yeah, I mean, we saw him pushing up this side, then they got pulled over. I'm just going to end up trying to penis again. Let's not do that. But yeah, really nice move. Really, really nice move out of Absolute Legends there in those final moments. Znil, obviously, with that individual play, really wrapping up the round, obviously dragging those 2 CTs over to the other bomb site while the bomb was planted in 8, but it still leaves us at 15-8. Still a long road back for Absolute Legends if they are to put us into an overtime here in the round 1. Our second cup of the RaidCall EMS 1. Dennis, though, has gone through. Let's see if he's able to pick up anything as he goes. The AWP's sounding off left and right. Looks like Znil and RDL going to join the rest of the team. They'd left that bomb down at the end of Banana for safekeeping. And they will be taking that with them here. And it looks like they are going to go now. Nice flash from PRB will slow them down a little bit. But this is going to be a 5 versus 2 on this bomb site. The reaction needs to come around quickly. They've got 1 man now at that CT archway. But time is starting to run out now. 40 seconds to go. Absolute Legends all but ready to jump in on towards this A-bomb site. The counter flashes have slowed them right down up until now as Lidder does come out onto the balcony. MX is going to take down Pronax. Can they get any more here? Lidder's still up on the balcony. He's jumped off, but PRB blind won't spot him, and then he's finished off by Denison. I don't know why Overrated have taken so long to rotate on this one, but when they do get here, they will be in a 3-on-3. With a health advantage as well. The question is, do they have any flashes left? Yes, they do. One of them, which now won't really matter because it was on Weber. He's gone down. Rattlesnake is going to be coming from one side. MX coming from the other. Or are they going to back off? No, they're not. MX gets himself one. Here is Lidder. He's going to spray off towards MX. Drops him down to 13 HP. But it's not going to be enough here. They're going to have to back away from it. Rattlesnake just setting up for the exit kills. Misses one because, quite frankly, I think it was too easy for him there. And, well, he's going to run for his life in towards that CT spawn. Shoots RDLC in the back of the head. It was too easy, that last one. Yeah. And that will be 15-9. So they're still in it. They're still hanging on here, Absolute Legends.
Hanging on by a thread. It was a good move there, Absolute Legends. Did delay that push into the bomb site. And they had 5 men. They wouldn't have known that they were 5v2, of course. Well, only we can see that. But just could have executed that a little bit quicker. It was fine in the end. It was really a bit of brilliance from Dennis in that last round. He actually had all 3 of the first 3 kills of the round. As we head into round 10 of the half, and whoa! Rattlesnake had no right to win that at point blank range with Dennis in the hallway, who's just had a triple kill himself, and Rattlesnake blows Dennis to Kingdom Come with that AWP. Unbelievable when he pulls off shots like that. He really is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not the kind of thing that you see every day. Well, I mean, if you watch these players practicing every day, you probably do see it every day. But now, in terms of competitive play, that's one of those moments to be cherished, that's for sure. As Rattlesnake is watching right now. The entry to that right-hand side is going to peek out here. It actually gets 1 kill before being picked off. Release gets another one. This could very well be game right now as RDL will take out MX, but bomb is down. It's over the other side here, so they're going to have to split up from things. Weber has heard RDL running around here, surely.
You'd think so, but actually his gun position and his aim right now would suggest that he doesn't. I mean, he's got his back to him right now, and RDL's inside the bomb site. Bomb is trying to make its way up Banana now, and does come in towards the bomb site. Now they're going to get bomb plant. Weber finally turns his earplugs out and understands that they are inside the bomb site and disposes of RDL. Gets rid of Sneal as well, and that'll be game, set, and match to the Brits. It's game over, and they're well worth a very good win.
Yep, 16 rounds to 9 there. Good victory coming out for Overrated individuals. And they're going to be happy with that one. First round victory, you always got to be happy with that one. But yeah, we're going to be moving on to another game here shortly. Not sure yet exactly which one we're going to be going for.
I'm just going to have a look and see whether we have an update on the brackets, because the guys back are very, very good at putting the brackets up very quickly. Indeed, already Lowland Lions have come through, so they'll play LDLC in the next round. Dot Pixels have also come through the first round against Northern Eagles. They'll play 3D Max, so that could be quite a good game. But I'll tell you the one that sticks out for me. There's 2 in the next round at the moment that stick out. Epsilon have come through round 1. It's ridiculous. They won last week's Cup and they've had to play in the first round again. They won 16-1 against Evocate this week. They'll play Kick Esports in the second round, so that could be quite good as well. Very Games versus Eyes on You is still being played. The winner will play Game Died in the next round. And War Legend have actually come through against Enro Griffins. The French team will play Imaginary. So that'll be an all-French clash. Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
Indeed.
Le French
so that's how we're looking right now. Wizards Club are already through. They had a bye through from the first round. They'll play Alternate or Eternity. So I'd imagine that would be, without any detriment to Eternity Gaming, I would imagine that would be the Germans going through in that one. And then Faculty will end up playing either Temp, Clan, or Beasts.
So basically what we're saying is we've got no clue just
we have no
yet
idea right now
which game we're going to go to. Some people in chat there were said, you know what, now that you two are on camera, it's not lagging anymore, stream. That's because it was the game that was lagging.
Yeah, it was.
For us, in game, it was lagging.
Yeah,
so
it was the Go TV client, unfortunately, was a bit laggy. We'll see what we can do, though, in the break.
we'll see if we can fix that one up. But as I said, we are going to be going here to a bit of a break. But we should be back in just a couple of minutes, and we shall be able to get things back underway here. Like we said, our second game, not 100% sure just yet which one it's going to be, but we shall find out in just a few moments, guys. Don't go anywhere.
She's